5G is the latest generation of mobile networks, and it's a huge step up from what we have available to us today. The jump from 3G to 4G networks was pretty huge. 4G to 5G is many times greater and is almost difficult to comprehend. 5G is an entirely new kind of network designed to connect virtually everyone and everything together, be it smart devices, vehicles, even industrial machinery. 5G will coexist with existing 4G networks until coverage is expanded significantly, but it will eventually evolve into a standalone network that operates independently. The appeal of 5G mostly boils down to speed and insanely fast response times, referred to as latency. Latency is the time it takes for devices to respond to each other over any wireless network. 3G networks have a response time of around 100 milliseconds, 4G hovers around 30 milliseconds, while 5G networks predict latency figures as low as 1 millisecond. This virtually instantaneous communication will open up a new world of possibilities for anything with an established network connection. As well as benefiting our internet experiences, the progression of emerging technologies will depend heavily on 5G living up to its expectations. Interactive technologies such as augmented reality and self-driving cars require extremely low latency to work effectively, pushing 5G networks to not only hit their goal of 1 millisecond latency, but to surpass it. So how does 5G work? 5G signals operate over previously untouched radio frequencies. Part of the network operates in a band known as sub-6, which is the spectrum between 600 MHz and 6 GHz, which is a spectrum that 4G LTE also shares. However, only 5G can go above and beyond these frequencies into higher bandwidths, which is what makes it so much better. 5G can and will utilize a higher band of radio frequencies, from 24 GHz to as high as 86 GHz, resulting in far higher data rates and performance, but with the trade-off of reduced range. These new 5G radio waves can carry way more data to and from devices, they just can't carry the increased load quite as far. This means that providers have to install a large number of small cellular towers in close proximity to each other to actually deliver the network. These towers hold cell sites that are about the same size as a pizza box. They can be easily fixed to building roofs or light poles, but each one has to be physically installed, which is why the rollout of widespread 5G is going to take quite some time. When these cell sites are in place, they'll be able to beam signals to specific locations where they are needed most. This is far better than how conventional radio towers deliver signal, which is to spread it anywhere and everywhere, regardless of site-specific demand. 5G operates on 3 different spectrum bands between 600 MHz and 86 GHz. While these numbers might just sound like useless statistics, they'll end up having a noticeable effect on your everyday use, especially in the early days of 5G. The 3 spectrum bands that your 5G network will operate on are 1. Low-band network, which is the most common band used by carriers in the US for 4G LTE. Low-band spectrum offers the widest coverage and best wall penetration, but it doesn't offer any great shakes in the speed department. 5G